Okay, and welcome back, and well done once again, because you should have now completed your room and tested it using the green play button here to make sure that it is running correctly and doing everything it should do. So in this tutorial we're going to add a background track, some music to our game, make it a little bit more interesting. Lots of games have sounds, effects in them when different things happen, but also they might have music playing in the background. So that's what we're going to look at first of all. Now, just like within the sprites folder here, we loaded in some image files. In the folder below it is sounds. We need to load in a sound file in order to be able to use it within our game. So you will have or get the opportunity to create your own sounds, but for this particular game we're going to load one in that I've already made for you. And in order to do that, what we do is we click just to the right of the create a sprite button. It's called create sound. It looks like a little speaker, and that icon there is what we click on. So the first thing we'll do is we'll name it, and a good naming convention for sounds is SND and then underscore, and then when you give it the name of what you're loading in. We're going to load in some music. You could call it backing track or music background or whatever it might be appropriate. So give it a name and then you press this load sound, because we're going to load it from a folder location. Now we're loading it from that tutorial 1 folder, the same folder that has the sprites in it. So navigate your way to that, probably on your shared drive, and then we're looking for the MIDI file called just music, and we'll select that and then press open. Okay, so now what we've done is we've loaded that file in and we've given it a name, sound music. Now there's a couple of different things you could change here, add some effects on it, but we don't need to worry too much about that. We're going to preload it so that it doesn't before the game loads, it's loaded into the game, so it starts straight away. And then we're going to just click OK. Okay, so now we've got the sound in the sound folder. What we need to do is add it into the room, otherwise the sound will never play. Now in order to do that, we obviously have to create a new object. So the object will be the play sound object. So what we'll do is we'll press on the blue ball at the top here to create a new object. We'll give it a name. It can be anything really, but same naming convention, obj underscore, and I'm just going to call mine music. And of course we don't want a sprite here, we don't want it to appear in our room, we just want it there in the background, invisible. Okay, so we'll just click there, no sprite, and we could make it untick the visible thing there if we like to, although you wouldn't be able to see it anyway because of the sprite. Now try and have a think about what event you would need here, because you want to play the music when the game is created. Yep, you've got it. We're going to add the event create. Okay, so when the game is created, what we would like this object to do is play a sound. Now we have to have a look over on the right hand side here. There's nothing to do with sounds in this move tab. Then we have to look down to the next tab down. It's called main 1, and you can see here we've got a whole section for sounds. Now if we just roll over this one, the first one, it's play sound. Okay, so we can drag that into our actions. So we've said so far, when the game loads or created, in the event of that happening, we want this action to occur. So we want to play a sound. Now here in this window, any sound that you will have loaded into that sounds folder will now appear in this drop down list. So you can then click the sound music. And the next bit down we need to look at, because it says loop, and at the moment it says loop is false. Well, basically what this means is when that track ends, do we want it to carry on, go back to the beginning and then play again? Well, at the moment it wouldn't, but I do want that to happen because I want it to play throughout the game. So I'm going to change that to true and then click OK. So we've set up our object music here. We've got our create event and our play sound action. I'm just going to click OK. Now of course we need to put it in the room. It's not currently in the room, therefore it will not play when we start it up. So I'm just going to click here and onto our object window, and you can see that it's been added object music. Select it, And then just pop it anywhere in your room. I'm just going to put it nice and neatly in the top left hand corner, and you'll notice this little blue question mark, and that's just represents an object in your room that does not have a sprite. I'm going to save that now, and then I'm going to run my game to see if that sound is playing. Now, you're not going to hear my sound, unfortunately, because I'm using a headset with headphones, so you wouldn't actually hear it through my microphone. But why don't you have a go now adding that background music, and then pressing run the game and listening to it through your headphones to see if it does actually play throughout the duration of the game.